The whole world sees the wonderfulness in you, but you don't. The whole world appreciates the gifts that you have, but you don't see it. The whole world feels your presence, joy, radiance, brilliance, wisdom, and whatnot. But you do not. Isn't that a sad state of affair? That you don't acknowledge and see the wonderfulness that's already there in you, that you don't acknowledge the wonderful things about you. And so you are left with an experience of life which is a constant endeavor to improvise yourself, to make yourself better, and to fill the cup. Well, what if I tell you your cup is already filled? All you got to do is drink it from that. All you get to do is acknowledge it. But I know that is one of the hardest things for the kind of people that I'm talking about today, who finds it very difficult to see their own wonderfulness. And this video is all about that. Do watch it. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, and I hope you're doing fantastic. Well, so by now you know what this topic is all about. It is, rather, I'm inviting you to start acknowledging the wonderful things about you, to start acknowledging the wonderfulness that you are. Probably when growing up, you were shrouded by people who did not acknowledge your gifts, your talents. And so they always made you to realize what you didn't do well, what didn't go well. And that became a habit. You started to internalize it, and you're carrying that. You're carrying that still within you. And so you're struggling with finding fulfillment, joy, peace with yourself. And because of that, you also have developed this habit of not seeing the goodness, the wonderfulness in others as well. This constant need to improvise, to be better, focusing on what didn't go well, leaves you with what? It actually leaves you with vacuum. Despite of having everything, you don't see that. And so you feel this lack. And so you always tend to focus on what I should do more. Slowly, this becomes a part of your being, and this is how you become. And probably you are one of the most successful people who the world acknowledges, because the world sees your greatness, the world sees your gifts, the world sees your potential, the world sees everything wonderful in you. But you don't. When you are sitting alone, when nobody is watching you, you beat yourself up, don't you? You snuggle and think, how can I better it? And this constant urge becomes a default behavior. And so you can never enjoy what is already there in you. And let me tell you, your greatest healing and transformation would be to accept the wonderfulness that is already there in you, to accept and acknowledge the wonderful things about you. You don't have to do more. You're already sitting in that gold mine. Your cup is already filled. All you got to do is you have to drink. You have to enjoy the drink. Otherwise, what good are these gifts for if you cannot take a moment to acknowledge them? If you cannot take a moment to appreciate them? If you cannot take a moment to see them? What good life is when you see things, see the wonderfulness with tainted glasses? Aren't you seeing everybody, everything in the same way. And you're missing out on the biggest thing on life, and that is connection with self and others, the joy, the peace. You are that light who do not know that you are the light. And so you're trying to find out the light outside. You're seeking for validation, and that validation is never enough because unless and until you accept yourself, no amount of validation can give you the joy that you're looking externally always. Hence, I invite you, my dear gifted people, learn to see and acknowledge the wonderful things about you. Start practicing it. I know it will be difficult initially, but start it with something, at least one thing today. Will you? My hope and wish is that you will, so that you open the gateway to your joy, happiness, and freedom from your own shackles. Until next, loads of love, deep bow.